Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
But with Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man than him?
Control the center of the ring.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Yes. Terence win.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement after Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford officially signed for a mega fight. Experts and legends are divided on how the showdown will unfold. Some argue Crawford's skills give him a real chance, while others believe Canelo's size and power will be overwhelming. Boxing legend Mike Tyson, however, is against the matchup, pointing out that Crawford struggled with the size and awkwardness of Israel Madiev. Tyson suggests that fighting Canelo at 168 bulbs would be a bad move for Crawford, given these challenges.
Wise.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know, and he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, but this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. Right. Should have fought a guy that was just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky.
Benavidez has a unique perspective on the upcoming fight, believing Terence Crawford has a real shot at winning. In fact, Benavidez wouldn't be surprised if Crawford pulled off an upset, citing his skills, mindset, and work ethic as key factors that could help him defeat Canelo.
It looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
All right, next question. Do you use that for motivation at all? Like Canelo's like, you know.
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting.
Admits he doesn't really want the fight to happen, acknowledging that Canelo is the big money fight everyone wants. However, he personally disagrees with Crawford moving up so much in weight, feeling it may not be the best decision.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, you know, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But you know, I see that weight class. You know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Alexander Usyk, a master technician himself, views the fight as a clash between size and skill. While he acknowledges that Canelo's natural size will be a factor, Usyk believes Crawford's sharper skills and technical ability will give him the edge. According to Usyk, skills win fights, and in his eyes, Crawford is the superior boxer.
A potential fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. How do you see that fight? Who do you
like? Terence. It's
wow.
My friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence is different man. Terence work in две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
And
And
right,
switch hitter.
He's a switch hitter.
Yes.
right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very, very, very smart. But feel distance and place.
Adjustment.
Spacing,
Exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why I'm asking exactly.
But, Canelo big, yeah, Canelo too, good boxer. But I say Terence.
Wow. Jr., another boxing legend, has weighed in with his prediction for the fight, seeing two possible outcomes. He believes that if Canelo enters in peak condition and fights to his potential, he'll win. However, if Canelo isn't at his best, Terence Crawford will capitalize on the opportunity and claim victory. For Jones Jr., the outcome hinges entirely on which version of Canelo shows up that night.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight, or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boot? Boot trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
Sean Porter, who has fought Terence Crawford, has some concerns about this matchup. He acknowledges Crawford's toughness and resilience, but questions whether he can absorb Canelo's power. While Porter knows Crawford is physically strong, facing someone like Canelo, who has knocked out bigger opponents, could be a different challenge. He believes Crawford's defensive skills are top-notch, but taking punches from a powerhouse like Canelo could test him in ways he hasn't faced before.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Khan, who has faced Canelo before, is warning Terence Crawford to avoid this fight. Khan knows firsthand the power of Canelo's punches and doesn't think Crawford should take the risk. He believes moving up to 168 Ulbs is too big of a jump for Crawford, and that it could end badly for him.
I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Canelo versus Jamel Charlo playing out.
I think Canelo just outboxes. Well, no, doesn't outbox him, but I think just outpowers him and beats him to the punch. And you do give Canelo does have some sort of decent speed as well. So I think Canelo just wins that fight easy.
Could it be a knockout?
Could be, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Former champion Caleb Plant believes Terence Crawford's strength and unique boxing style make him dangerous in any fight. While acknowledging the weight difference, Plant notes Crawford's proven ability to adapt. He thinks Crawford's high boxing IQ and strategic approach could make the fight more competitive than many expect.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, be able to find out firsthand.
Teofimo Lopez isn't giving Crawford much of a chance in this fight. He believes Canelo is just too big, strong, and experienced at higher weights. Lopez predicts that at some point, Canelo will land a powerful shot that will end the fight by knockout, though he doesn't specify which round it will happen in.
What round does Crawford get knocked out? I'm gonna put 8. Let's put it on the universe. So I'm gonna put it on 8. 8. And if it goes the other way, I 8. I 8. So So yeah, Ryan joined Eddie Reynoso also. That'd be cool, man. We all get work. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have our own underground boxing, me and Ryan, before we fight.
Shares Teofimo Lopez's view, believing Canelo's size and strength will overwhelm Crawford. While Garcia respects Crawford's skills, he doesn't think Crawford has the physicality to handle a fighter like Canelo at 168 ounces. Intro?
That's going to be a great fight, too. I can't believe they made that happen. Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason, right?
He said Teofimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and the winners would fight each other. Is that what you were told?
I didn't know that, but I'm down. I don't care. Yeah, let's do it. I wanted to fight Teofimo too.
Last one, I gotta do this. I agree with you that there's just like there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, there's a lot of promoters, there's gonna be more testing organizations, not just one. Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about no lot?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about them because, you know, it might suit.
Joe Diaz is firm.
Veteran trainer Joe Diaz is very clear in his assessment. He doesn't think Terence Crawford has any chance of beating Canelo. Diaz states that Crawford is a great fighter, but when it comes to this specific matchup, he doesn't see anything in Crawford's arsenal that could trouble Canelo. He believes that the size difference and Canelo's power will be too overwhelming.
Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has some reservations about
Promoter
the fight,
Eddie Hearn also has some reservations about this fight. He acknowledges that Crawford is an elite fighter, but he points out that the weight gap is simply too much. He also argues that even if Canelo beats Crawford at 168 pounds, he shouldn't receive much credit for it because he's beating a naturally smaller man who started at 140 pounds.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35, 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Conor Benn takes a more
Conor Benn has a more balanced perspective on this fight. He believes that both fighters have an equal chance of winning. In his eyes, it's a true 50-50 fight where anything can happen. While many are favoring Canelo because of his size, Ben thinks Crawford's skills and ring intelligence could make it a very even contest.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is...
Canelo.
Canelo, I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, you know, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia, it's even. I think it'd be a 50-50 fight if Crawford fought Canelo.
Shakur Stevenson is fully backing Terence Crawford. He believes that skills pay the bills, and in this case, he sees Crawford as the more skilled fighter. Stevenson also dismisses the idea that Crawford is too small, arguing that he is bigger and stronger than people think.
Skills pay the bills. Yeah. And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he's like very small.
He cut weight to get the 147, 154.
Yes, he's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it. Yeah. So like if you see him in
person
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight. Terence Crawford, he gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, a long time ago. Yeah. No cap.
I did tell him after the Smith fight. I said, "Man, go get Canelo. You the greatest."
Yeah,
it's era.
For sure.
Yeah, it's no question.
No question. Yes.
Actually, back to the you and Terence working together. Because you've shared everything you've learned from him. There was fans doing their homework in the Avanesian fight and in the Spence fight saying, actually, it looks like Terence may have taken a couple things from Shakur as well, not just Shakur taking things from Terence.
Mayweather, another respected figure in boxing, acknowledges Terence Crawford's superior skills. He believes Crawford is the better fighter in terms of technique. But he warns that you can't underestimate Canelo, as his power and experience make him a serious threat.
It's kind of tough, but if anybody can do it, I think it would be Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I give him, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win, and take advantage of Canelo's mistakes.
Yeah, so we have, is it almost kind of a battle of, we have two guys, obviously the best, two of the best 3 or 4 boxers in the sport, regardless of weight class, but which one is closer to the version of their prime, right? They're both getting older. I mean, they're both still, very, very good at this point, but, do you think maybe one of them it's time for them to start falling off, and that might be the difference in this fight, that one starts to trail off a little bit?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, both guys are aging, and you never know. You never know when they're going to show their age. So it could be either one of them that does that. But I mean, I just lean toward Crawford because I just see the dude has so many skills, and I mean, I just see that him.
Trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards believes Terence Crawford can defeat Canelo Alvarez by utilizing his superior mobility, reach, and stamina. He emphasizes that Crawford's ability to fight effectively while moving and his mental resilience will be key factors in overcoming Canelo's.
And his mental resilience will be crucial in handling Canelo's pressure and finding success.